Amazon has suspended dozens of their workers at its only unionized warehouse in the country on Tuesday, one day after they organized a work stoppage following a fire at the facility in JFK 8 in Staten Island. Here's a video of that fire and how management at the warehouse responded. So last night, just 2 days after that fire in Staten Island, there was a fire just outside of Albany, New York at ALB1 warehouse. Christian Smalls, president of the Amazon Labor Union, posted on Twitter about a fire in an Albany, New York warehouse. This is ALB1 just outside of the city there. You can see the smoke from that fire looks much worse than the one just 2 days ago. So more background on the incidents in the Amazon warehouses. We've got words from Connor Spence, who is one of the suspended workers. Spence is a picker at the warehouse known as JFK 8 in Staten Island, and the secretary treasurer for the Amazon Labor Union, which is the grassroots worker-led group behind the successful union push at Amazon. Connor told CNN that a fire broke out at the warehouse on Monday, causing the entire building to be evacuated and all the day shift workers to be sent home. When night shift workers arrived, they were not really told what was going on, Spence said. Eventually, he said managers began telling the employees to get back to their work. Connor went on to say the issue that people had was the building still reeked with smoke. It was difficult to breathe at some workstations. We wanted to be sent home with pay because it was unsafe. Reporting from CNN said Spence, who works the day shift but stayed late with the night shift workers to offer support, said they organized a work stoppage and demanded that workers be sent home with pay. He estimates more than 100 people participated in the stoppage. After a while, it was clear that they weren't going to cooperate with us, that they weren't going to hear our demands, so we decided to walk out, he said. An Amazon spokesperson confirmed that the fire did indeed happen at the warehouse in JFK 8. We don't have reporting yet from Albany because that fire occurred late last night. But reports range from roughly 50 workers that have been suspended to over 80 workers that have been suspended for participating in the stoppage. The sit-down strike of workers was about 500 to 700 workers that were sitting in the cafeteria at that Amazon facility. But a huge group of workers decided to walk out after management wouldn't hear their demands. Simultaneously, a warehouse in Huntsville, Alabama was on fire when the warehouse was on fire at JFK 8 in Staten Island. So this is a really shocking story. It's reminiscent of the Triangle Shirtwaist fire, which is a point in history when we really understood that having workers working under hazardous conditions is not okay. And we're at 2022 in the United States of America, and this is how workers are being treated. Jackson, I want to bring you in here. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, I think that Amazon is one of the best examples America has to offer of how classist our society truly is. And just a decades-long war against minimizing unions with BS bogus right to work laws in states like my home state of Missouri, where I'm from, and that spread across. And just we have the data that shows that the middle class was the strongest when unions were the biggest. And obviously unions do have their issues like any type of organization will. But just Amazon really is too big for its own britches. They're continuously buying up more companies, and they really, in my opinion, are unable to even address these issues at all, because changing company policy would require a lot of effort for the size that Amazon really is. So a lot of the change that Amazon needs really will just simply require them to be broken up and made into smaller and more diverse entities. Because once you get to a certain size, it's really not that much change you really can do.
Yeah, there are definitely a lot of unions that are not worker-led like the Amazon union is. Like in this case, we've got Connor Spence, who is the treasurer, who is also a picker at this warehouse and was able to help organize the workers. Because the Amazon labor union is worker-led, they're able to address the concerns and specific issues of their workers much more effectively than if this was some big outside international trying to organize those workers. ALB1, the Albany warehouse that caught on fire last night, has a union election election in 1 week. That's on October 12th, but Amazon has yet to formally recognize or bargain with the Amazon labor union at JFK 8, despite losing the first round of its efforts with the NLRB to overturn the union's victory. The incident in Staten Island also comes a week ahead of a separate union election, which I just mentioned. That is organized by the Amazon labor union at an Amazon facility near Albany, New York, just outside of the city there. So really shocking stuff with Amazon, not surprising. We would all call on Jeff Bezos and Amazon to recognize that union because no workers should be working under those conditions.